Hello, welcome back to the underground lair. We have ourselves another Schecter Omen. This one is not the Omen Elite, which I had the bad luck to run into two really bad ones. This one's the Omen Extreme 4. Basically the same base, except for this one has a flame maple top instead of the burl maple top. So, but this one has its own set of problems. A buddy brought it to me, he got it on reverb, but it's in like new condition. It still has the plastic on the pickguard, or pickup. Really no marks on it. It just has the typical fret sprout, really scratchy, you could hear it, scratchy frets, and we set the relief at 12 thousandths at the 7th fret, holding it to 17th. We notice that we get to we're good there. Get above the 7th fret and we get buzz. So I'm gonna say that the 11th fret is high. Oh, actually, yeah, that was the problem too. The G on the 23rd fret is buzzing against the 24th fret. Doesn't bother there. So it looks like maybe it doesn't look like it's seated very well there. Maybe a little tippy tap with a piece of wood block and rubber mallet might fix that. We'll check and see. If not, we'll have to take the crowning file and take that down just a little bit there. But first thing I do, the other thing is I've got the E saddle decked and we're out of spec. We're at a little more than 6/64. The other saddles are not quite decked, but we're still at 6/64, and I don't have much room to go down on them. Well, we do have a radius, even though it's, I think, a 14-inch radius on these, if my memory serves me from the other bases I worked on. That's a 5/64, and that's 5/64. So we need a shim under this neck, and then there's room to go on these saddles. They're actually, the grub screws are sticking up out of the saddles just a little bit. So there's room to go. We can live with a shim. Alright, so I think I got this as straight as I can get it. It looks straight. Like when I hold it up to the light, I don't see any light getting through it. But a better way to check, and since we've got a long neck, we're going to hold down on one end of this straight edge, and I got a .003 or .076 millimeter for you that live outside the real world where they use metric. I try to get this underneath here, scooch you into the middle. And if you don't go under there, then I know that that's pretty straight. Fortunately, it doesn't go the full length, but I think we've pretty much got it nailed there. All right, now we can get the fret rocker, and we can rock the frets. Yeah, I can feel that's a little high there. Yeah, this one's a little high. Wait, find my neck rest. There it is. I knew this book would come in handy sometime. Dan Irwine's book on guitar repair. I want to check these in the middle again, because they were giving me a fit earlier. They did not show up as being high. So what was I saying? From the 6th to the 11th, no high frets. So was it not an optical illusion? Is the neck twisted? All right. So then the next part is we have all these sharp fret ends. And I have a mill file somewhere. Here it is. We just take this mill file. So the idea is you want to take your brush at a 45-degree angle. Take your time. Take care of these sharp fret ends. Okay, so you get the general idea. I'm going to continue doing that here. We're pretty much, we got a bit to go. But yeah, you get the general idea. Do the other side, and then I'll use a fret end file to take care of the, we're going to get this end off, then you got to round them. All right, everybody, so we're back. Since we're putting 0.25 degrees of angle into the neck pocket, and I didn't find any real high frets except for this one here, I am going to go ahead and do a bit of a fall off from our problem area on back, just to eliminate, and I didn't take much off. So it's not going to take much to recrown. Just leaving a pencil mark of ink across the top. The beam did show a bit more than the fret rocker did. Don't always trust all of your tools. Got rid of all the sharp fret ends, but when you go and take a little bit of the top off again, you gotta, that creates that sharp end again. So you gotta fix that again. This one, which is the 12th fret, ended up being a little bit more higher than its previous ones, and that's where the buzzing really started. We're all polished up, we're oiled up. It's expelling some of the oil that it didn't need. Yeah, you want to make sure that these bushings are snug, not cranked, snug. And they are. We put a 0.25 degree angled shim in there, and then we created the rest of the ramp with some painter's tape just to make it a complete, and I did check it with a straight edge, yes I did, fall off from the ramp down to nothing. And we'll put them back together when I come back from dinner, or maybe tomorrow morning, it depends. Didn't want to film putting the neck back on, but we did do level and crown on these troublesome frets that were up here that really didn't show off with the fret rocker, but I decided to do a little bit of a fall away because I couldn't really figure out while I was getting fret buzz from the 7th fret up. But now I'm not. And this high fret here was high 24th fret. We took care of that. Let's see where we ended up. I did a quick string height and truss rod adjust last night after I threw the strings on. On these little skinny tuners with the DR strings, these are 100 to 45, I do believe. Yeah, 45 to 100. I measured 1.5 past where they're going to live, posts, and I got 3 wraps on the bass side and about 3.5 wraps on the treble side. So a decent amount of break angle there. With the shim, I've got a good 30-second, maybe probably yeah, I'd say a good 30-second, if not a little bit more, off of the saddle, off of the base plate. So we are good there, and of course the ones in the middle are higher. I do suspect that this neck has a little bit of a twist to it, because on the treble side the saddle's quite a bit higher than on the bass side, and we are at 6/64 graduating down to 5/64 on these 2 strings here, just to make it a little bit more player friendly. No rules, just guidelines. So let's check and see where it ended up overnight. I did check. We are at 20 thousandths still at the first fret. So we go to the 17th fret, capo on the first. 12 thousandths of an inch, and that's just sneaking under there, and I can feel it, being that it's a feeler gauge. It's not lifting the string, it's just sneaking under there with a little bit of feel to it. So everything's nice and stable. Now, just bend these over here. With new bass strings, you kind of want to do that as part of your string stretching. Okay, that is a little flat. What kind of screw do we have back here? Here's hole number 1. Why do I tap it? Because sometimes you screw it and the screw just backs out and the saddle stays where it is. Okay, to ease in, we have our Schecter Omen Extreme all buttoned up here. We got our intonation set, we've got our string height set. At the first fret, we've got a relief set, we've got a string height set at the 17th, we've got our pickup height set, we've got our intonation set. Fret ends are taken care of, fret polished, fingerboard oil, everything's ready to go. Bushings are tightened on the tuning machines. Playing through the little Fartmaster Roland Cube micro cube amp. No noise, sounds good. This thing ended up not being as big a nightmare as I thought it would be. It's playable, but you'll come and pick it up probably tonight. So if you're in the greater Pittsburgh area and you want your guitar brought up to par, send us an instant message on the Facebooks, and or you can go to stringmanguitars.com, and you can find all the contact information there. Also, if you could do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, and hit the little bell, I certainly would appreciate it and love you for a very long time. So take care of the neighbors. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. Take care of the old folks because they're indeed special. And most of all, you take care of yourself.